Hey all, and welcome back to some more Mario 64. And in today's episode, we are looking at the final main course of the game. We're heading up to Rainbow Ride, course 15. And then after today's episode, it's just some cleanup and we're done. Though we do have 3 just loose out and about stars that we need to finish collecting. One is in Cool Mountain, another is in Jolly Roger Bay, and the other is in Big Boo's Haunt. But we'll be getting to those when we get there. For now, we are not doing Cruiser Crossing the Rainbow, because this is a particular set of stars that I also like doing in a different order than the intended way the game expects you to be doing them. I like to come over here first because there's 2 stars we can get that are just, that are just out of the way, and they're the only stars on this entire side of the stage, unless you want to count somewhere over the rainbow, but that's, I believe, star 6, which we will be doing shortly. So, if you see this giant maze here with all the red coins in it, we have to go in there at some point in this episode, because that is where our next Bob-omb buddy is, and we have a cannon to activate in this stage. Otherwise, we are not getting somewhere over the rainbow. So we're going to just do a long jump from the sponge, try not to get hit by the Goomba, and hop onto this pendulum platform, because this will take us to our first star of the day.
Here we go.
So, heading back in, if we do another long jump over to here, we'll be able to get the second star I like getting in this stage right now, because it's not too far off from the other star we've just gotten. So if we hop back onto this swinging pendulum platform here, we can easily get to the area with our next star, which is Tricky Triangles. This next star is on a timer, so we have to beat the clock in order to get our star. So to get to our star, all we have to do is beat the triangles to the top before the timer runs out, and then we don't get access to our star. With that, that is star number 76. So, heading back in, we're not doing Cruiser Crossing the Rainbow just yet. I mean, that is the next star on the to-do list, but it's not quite immediately next. The next thing we're going to be doing is we are going to be activating the cannon for this stage. Try not to hit the Lakitu, because if you do, the Lakitu can knock you into the bottomless pit. Speaking of. So, to get to our Bob-omb buddy, all we have to do is come on up here. And this is where our blue coins are going to be spawning when we go for the 100 coin mission. But that won't be until the very last episode. So, the Bob-omb will activate the cannon, which is all the way over on the cruiser, which is our next plan of action. So, to get to the cruiser crossing the rainbow, all we have to do is try not to hit the Lakitu while we're doing our platforming, and come over to this. Our first of, I think, 4 flying carpets in the stage. Well, if you want to get technical, it's supposed to be the second, but I just do the long jump because it's easier to get over here and it takes less time. Because the thing about these flying carpets is they are slow. They are very, very, very slow. And they are the reason I think Rainbow Ride is one of the most boring stages in the entire game. Oh, that is unfortunate. We're gonna have to do this way instead. But I think that Rainbow Ride is one of the most boring stages in the game, specifically because of the flying carpets. The whole premise of the stage would make it seem like it's a very interesting stage. It's very platform heavy, very, very obscure, very different from the rest of the game. But the flying carpet stuff just bogs the pace of the whole stage down and just makes the stage real boring for me. I mean, it's a visual marvel. Don't get me wrong. I love the aesthetic of Rainbow Ride. I love it. But the pace and how long it takes to complete just because of just because of the flying carpets makes this stage very, very dull. Shit. Okay, like I was saying, I find this stage extremely boring because of the pace of the flying carpets bogs the whole pace of the stage down. But just coming over here onto the ship, we can get our next star of the day. 2 more to go. So back on in Rainbow Ride, the next thing we should be doing, instead of going to the very tip top of the stage, we're going to head back up to the cruiser. So yeah, it's another big long trek over there, along the very, very slow flying carpets. So I am just going to meet you over there. Okay, now that we're back up here, instead of heading on over to the star, what we're going to do is we're going to head up onto the back of the cruiser and hopefully not hit the Lakitu as he's flying around in front of me. So what we're going to do is we're going to aim for this pole. This is the only time, one of the few times I should say, that this is actually required in the game to do. So we're going to aim above the rainbow, so about right here, and we're going to fire. This should allow us to grab hold of the pole and get our next star, which is just right here. Okay, big house in the sky. This is the last star we're going to be getting for the day, which we have to take the very, very slow-moving flying carpets again. However, instead of going to the left, up where we were going, we go on to the right flying carpet. So, we are heading not onto that one, but the other flying carpet that leads off in the other direction over to the big house in the sky. Can't be losing my ride now. Can't believe I didn't pay attention to the block. Oh well. So, one way you can die in this stage is by not paying attention and messing up a couple jumps, which can end up dropping you into the bottomless pit. Because this stage is suspended above nothing but a bottomless pit. There is very, very little to catch you and prevent you from falling down into the pits below and losing one of your lives. So from here, we're going to want to be very, very quick so we don't lose our ride, because the carpet will despawn if we keep it away from Mario long enough. So our last star of the day is on top of the big house in the sky. And in a particular ROM hack, I don't know which one it is, but it's one particular hack that makes every single star in the game a green demon challenge. And this is one of the hardest stars to do in the challenge, because you have to lead the one-up all the way over there somewhere and then get it stuck on the big house in the sky while you're platforming up the entirety of this house to make it so you never lose the flying carpet while also keeping the one-up trapped behind the walls. It's quite an ordeal, but I've seen one particular person do it, The channel is Simple Flips. I'm pretty sure every Mario fan has heard of him with the whole shout out to Simple Flips memes. But he managed to do it. He got every star in Mario 64 under the Green Demon stipulation, which is amazing to think about. But with that, that's our last star of the day, and the last one before cleanup.